Welcome to Gail's Journey, and thank you for joining me again. And remember to send me emails at gailsjourney101@gmail.com. So again, gailsjourney101@gmail.com. So to pick up from the last time, or if you're just now joining me, this is a story about all kinds of issues: infertility, adoption, Asperger's syndrome, and now I'm adding a new one. My dad has Alzheimer's, 90 years old, and they pretty much live with me. So I want to talk a little bit about the previous YouTubes, and it had talked about living the American dream, and then all of a sudden you find out that when you want to have kids, you can't have kids. So now I have some numbers for you to look at. One, these numbers probably aren't important to you, but these are big numbers. 1 and 0. And so, going through this journey, these were numbers that really stood out, like 0 and 1. And you're probably thinking, this lady is crazy. That might partly be true, but here's what happened. After I found out I couldn't have kids through surgery, me surgery, my husband's surgery, infertility pills, shots, me surgery, him surgery, then they told us we couldn't have kids. So then going through the stages of death and not wanting to live and laying on the couch and like, I am not living. God, why are you doing this to me? And then not having anything else that we could either afford or that was possible. I had to accept the fact I would not be a mother. So here's what these numbers mean. This is how many kids I was told I could have: 0. And then people would come up to me and they would do this. I know what you're going through because I only have one kid. I was like, you are kidding me. Well, I only have one, so I know exactly what you're going through. I'm thinking, there's no way you know what I'm going through because look, right here, this is like 0 is quite different than 1. So I remember people saying me that, telling me that, and it would just frustrate me so much. So I was on the search to find somebody that had 0 like I had because I got so tired, and it was just question my mentality or my emotional stability when they would say I only had 1 or only have 2, or yes, it took me 3 months to get pregnant. I was like, you're not getting this, because it was like 0 here. So then after laying on my couch for a while, I remember laying in my formal dining room and living room, and we had a old tapestry, antique couch, and I would lay there and I would just cry and cry and cry, and I kind of stopped eating for a while. My husband's like, you are not doing this, get up and walk. So then, to make this part of the story shorter, I kept thinking physically I had to keep moving, and then mentally I would catch up. So at some point, probably close to a year, I finally accepted the fact I couldn't have kids. And I would not be able to be a mother. So again, I started playing with all the nephews. They came to my house all the time. We did different little movies about them being firemen, about doing commercials. We just made up all kinds of little videos like that, them jumping in the pool. And it's like, okay, so here we go again, buying big play toys. We bought like another boat. We bought newer cars again. And we did that. And that lasted not that long at all. And so then I had decided I wanted to be a mother, and then here starts the adoption. So first of all, we had checked on a surrogate mother, and then we had checked on artificial insemination by a donor, and neither of those worked. So then we thought we would check on adoption. And so my husband said, oh man, I want my own. I said, we can't have our own. And then I told him, I said, look, if you want to stay married to me, we're going to do adoption now. He's like, oh my gosh, Gail. And I said, yeah, I'm going to be a mother with or without you. So if you want to be with me, then you better go along with me. So we decided to adopt. So I searched all kind of adoption agencies. And really it was like filling out an application for a job. So I think I had like 28 different adoption agencies, and I had my own tablet, and I had all the adoption agencies listed. I had all their addresses. I'd pulled up all their applications, and so I started filling those out one at a time, and I started sending them off. And then I had columns on it like an Excel sheet, and I would send it off, put the date I sent the letter. I'd do a follow-up call, put that date. And then being Catholic, I checked on Catholic charities. So all I wanted to be was a mother. So we filled out all these adoption, and I didn't hear anything for months. So we kept doing that, and I just kept calling and following up. And they'd say, okay, we already took them off for this year. Call back in a year from May, or call back a year from a month. And it was like, oh my goodness. So I had to write all that down. So that was a long process. So finally, I get my husband said, I know a fireman that adopted a kid, and if you want to try this place, you can. I was like, okay. So it was called Alternatives in Motion, AIMS, AIMS. And I said, well, I'm just going to send in one. It's a small agency. And I said, okay. So I sent in the application, and he's like, well, I'm just going to go along with it. But I don't know why you can't be happy with me. I said, because I need to be a mother. Well, I'll go along with it and just whatever, Gail. Just send it in and see what happens. So this went on for like a year or two. I started filling out all these papers, and I started writing it down. And then they'd say, okay, well, do you want an infant? Do you want like a toddler? Do you want a, like elementary age? I said, I really want a baby. I just want to be a mother. I can't remember exactly what month it was, but it was in the year of 1989. And it was in, let's see, actually I know when it was. It was in 1989. And it was in September, and I got a phone call, and they said, this is AIMS Adoption Agency, and we went through all our applications, and we would like for you to come in for a meeting. And I was like, really? And they said, yes. The owner or the person that ran it, they wanted to meet us. Oh my goodness. I hung up the phone, and I was crying, and I was screaming, and I was calling on my family. I said, you're not going to believe this. I finally get a call from an adoption agency. And I had checked, in the meantime, I checked on international adoptions, but I'd already missed the deadline for pretty much every adoption agency. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop right here, and I'm going to let you know that at this point, we got a phone call from AIMS, and they said, we want to meet you. When can you come in? So it was, we agreed to go meet her on a Saturday, and wait till you hear that story, because, oh my goodness, I probably bruised my husband's leg, but we did accept the invitation. We set up the appointment, and the next part of this journey will be when we actually go to the adoption agency. So thank you so much, and I hope that you'll share this with people. This year I am going to speak at an adoption conference. I can't wait. So again, please join me at galesjourney101@gmail.com. And I love emails, and I will answer them as soon as I get them. And leave a message or email me, like I said, and I'll answer you back. And please share this and get people to subscribe to this channel at Gail's Journey. So again, galesjourney101@gmail.com. And then if you'll please get people to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Gail's Journey. So wait till next time when we go to that adoption agency. Oh my goodness, this is a story you'll remember forever. Thank you again.